Ayaw isagawa ng iba. Tapos sagutin ang mga paghahamak na sa loob ng daang taon ay naitambak sa atin at sa ating lupang sinilangan.
Ang ating mga bukid at tinanggalan na tayo ng pagkatao at dignidad bago tayo kumilos! Mabuhay ang katimulan! Mabuhay si Dr. Jose Rizal! Handa ba kayo lumaban? Sumatumes! Sasalakay tayo sa lalong madaling panahon! Ililigtas natin si Dr. Jose Rizal! Mabuhay si Dr.
Tributo at Gomez at Zamora, itinawit lamang sa pagkalit sa Cavite.
Ang kailangan natin ay pag-aalsa! Hindi ba ang tama tao? Ang papel na simbolo ng pagsakop ng Espanya sa ating bayan! Unitin ninyo ang inyong mga sedula! Sa impulkado ng Pueblo Pilipino. Tama nga sila. Nagkasala ka nga.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shayna Ashley B. Bulutano, and for today I will be interviewing.
Yes, I am Janelle Ballo. I am a SPED teacher at Aguilan City Central Elementary School.
Question number 1. If Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio are still alive nowadays, who between the two could address to the pressing problems in our country and why?
First of all, before I answer that question, I think that it's very important to give a bit of context in terms of their historical contributions, right, Ina? I think that both were really great men. I think I think I understand what you're trying to get at, or what your professor is trying to get at, is trying to make you choose between two different kinds of personalities or heroes, because they were both heroes, Bayanis, right? So the Jose Rizal is a man of words, and how else do I describe Jose Rizal? He's a man of words and idealism, right? Whereas Andres Bonifacio is a man of action and bravery, courage. I think it's very difficult for me to choose between the two of them. However, I think it's best if I can, like, as a millennial, I think it's better if we try to complement them both rather than choosing one only. I think it's better that we emulate both of their qualities. Jose Rizal's brilliant mind, and to complement that with Bonifacio's courage and bravery. So I think instead of choosing between the two of them, I'd rather take both of those wonderful qualities together as complements.
Question number 2. Which is better, Rizal's Enlightenment ideals versus Bonifacio's radicalism to meet the changes in our government?
Okay, so in the context of now, in our country's present situation, if I were to choose between Rizal's Enlightenment and Bonifacio's radicalism, I worry that if I choose radicalism, I don't think that's the answer, because that would mean there will be a civil war in our country, and there will be fighting, there will be violence, and many people will have sacrificed their lives. So I don't think that is the right choice. So as a pacifist, I'll go with Rizal's Enlightenment, because a lot of our Filipino people, especially our youngsters, are so addicted to social media. They no longer have a critical mind, they no longer engage in critical thinking. So I think that is a quality from Rizal, his idealistic mind, that we need to emulate now.
In terms of influence, Rizal used his writings to inspire and mobilize Filipinos, while Bonifacio used direct organization and revolutionary activities. Do you think we can apply Rizal's strategy or Bonifacio's strategy to come up with the drastic changes in our government? Why do you think so?
What's amusing about the question, like, just like my first answer, the first question you asked me, I think I am at the fence on this particular question, because I think there is not one correct approach to governance. Rizal's approach was through literature and through his words, whereas for Bonifacio it was through action, it was through civil wars. I think both, I would like to use both strategies, so not choose only one, because I think we can use both an inquisitive mind and proactiveness in terms of governance.
Okay, thank you very much. So last question. Who among our present leaders do you think has the semblance of Rizal Strait as a hero? Do you think this leader qualifies for the next upcoming election?
Frankly speaking, just to answer the last question, just to answer the last question, I am at a loss as to who could possibly embody the ideals of Rizal. Was that Rizal? Not Bonifacio, just Rizal.
Yes, Rizal.
Okay, I'm at a loss as to who could, embody the ideals and the brilliance of Rizal's mind in the 21st century. I can't think of any leader who deserves that title. So, yeah, I have no answer for that question. Nothing. Nobody is an embodiment of Rizal in the 21st century, especially now in the 2024. And that is a very sad thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Sir.
bye.
I have here with me. Please introduce yourself.
Anira Lucas, data teacher, junior high school.
Question number 1. If Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio are still alive nowadays, who between the two could address to the pressing problems in our country and why?
So before that, I'd like to categorize why these two heroes and the way they fought for the democracy and independence of this country, why they differ. So Jose Rizal fought using his pen and the paper, while Bonifacio fought using what do you call that, revolution. So I don't think the way Andres Bonifacio fought is applicable today because we are not ready 100%. We don't have this like we don't have this, what do you call that, materials or equipments that could fight this war. Then I'll go for Jose Rizal because I know that Filipinos are intellectuals and smart.
Okay, thank you very much. Question number 2. Which is better, Rizal's Enlightenment ideals or Bonifacio's radicalism to make the changes in our government?
As what I said, I'll go for Jose Rizal because I don't want any bloodshed. I don't want any people dying because just to achieve independence. So I'd rather go for peace to achieve democracy. So I'll go for Rizal.
Okay, question number 3. In terms of influence, Rizal, who used his writings to inspire and mobilize Filipinos, while Bonifacio used direct organization and revolutionary activities, do you think we can apply Rizal's strategy or Bonifacio's strategy to come up with the drastic changes in our government? And why do you think so?
Drastic changes, I don't think both could apply drastic changes because you all know that the Philippines really needs. But to compare, I'd go for Jose Rizal. So I'm his big fan. Anyways, that's what I said. I'll go for less damage. Okay? I'll go for using the brain, intellect of the Filipinos rather than the bloodshed.
Last question. Who among our present leaders do you think has the resemblance of Rizal's traits as a hero? And do you think this leader qualifies for the next upcoming election?
I don't think there's one who will qualify because there's no great change. And I feel because these two great heroes really fought for the Filipinos, and what we are having now, these politicians would not even equal these two heroes did. So that's it. No one qualifies.
Thank you very much for that wonderful answers.
Good evening. I am Fermin Camacho. I'm here to conduct an interview for our Rizal. So first of all, may I ask for your name?
Si Arlo.
Okay, question number 1. If Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio are still alive nowadays, who between the two could address to the pressing problems in our country and why?
First of all, we cannot relate the situation or we cannot relate the city of both persons in relation to these problems because the situation during the time is very much different. First of all, we were under the colony of Spain at the time. Wala naman tayo. Hindi naman ta colony ron. We're a free country, so we cannot really determine if we can address today's problems, which is very much different from the problems we were facing at that time.
Question number 2. Which is better, Rizal's Enlightenment ideals or Bonifacio's radicalism to meet the changes in our government?
I think we both need, we need both of them. The ideas of Rizal, the teaching ideas, and that of the revolutionary, because actually, nowadays we have to educate people about the situation of society. And at the same time, we have to have a strong hand for the radical changes that we need. So I think both their methods or principles are now needed and applicable in today's.
So you're saying ang Enlightenment ideals, we need it in order to
Educate people.
to educate, and then through that education, makathink sila of
Mawakan ang
radicalism.
ilang consciousness sa societal problems.
Nice.
And we also need Bonifacio's ideas of radical changes,
Yes.
because there are really problems that need radical change.
Okay, question number 3. In terms of influence, Rizal used his writings to inspire and mobilize Filipinos, while Bonifacio used direct organization and revolutionary activities. Do you think we can apply Rizal's strategy or Bonifacio's strategy to come up with the drastic changes in our government? And why do you think so?
As I've said earlier, we both, today we both need their styles, you know.
Yes.
The idealism of Rizal, the teachings, and that of radical change. The direct organization, first we have to educate people, then we have to organize them, because education will lead them to organize themselves to be more powerful and successful in dealing problems.
Who among our present leaders do you think has the semblance of Rizal's traits as a hero? Do you think this leader qualifies for the next upcoming election?
I can think of many.
No? Senator Risa.
Because, yes, as I said, lahi ang sitwasyon mo sa una. Lahi ang sa una. Maybe we need the result has done those things on that time because of the problems then. However, karon lahi ang atong problema. Lahi naman ang mga problema na pinunta. Although we have the same problems like poverty, like injustice. You know, I think there are a lot of, I think our present leaders are doing that, and I cannot, it's so sad, I cannot point to any. But if ever, naamang ganit, it will be 45.
Thank you so much for answering our questions, Sir Arvin.
Thank you.